Hello, you are welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, we'll be looking at how to tell which wheel bearing is bad. It is the case that bad bearing wheels can degrade your vehicle's well-being. On the off chance that they are not properly working, your vehicle runs with risks. What's more, similarly, wheel bearings are basic for the wheels to work in amicability with the tires. You should take note that there is one bearing for each wheel and it's uncommon for every one of them to be harmed simultaneously. But before we continue, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like, and share this video. You can inspect your vehicle's wheel bearings for wheel bearing noise diagnosis to see if they should be repacked. Note that wheel bearings, for the most part, come 2x2 of inner and external bearings. This permits your wheels to turn openly over thousands of miles by padding the contact between the wheel and the axle it sits on with frictionless bearings and loads of decent, gooey oil. Also, this grease tends to get residue, earth, and little metal particles, even though the bearings are partially insured by the center and the brake drum or plate. If you simply need to analyze your wheel bearings for wear without eliminating the wheels, you can do the accompanying: lift your vehicle. Try to get a handle on each wheel at the top and base, then, at that point, endeavor to shake it without getting under the vehicle. It ought to have negligible development. Try however much you can to put the stuff shift in neutral on the off chance that you have a programmed transmission, or remove your manual transmission from gear. Try pivoting the wheel. Then change back into park or gear before bringing the vehicle down to the ground after you finish. Front wheel bearing noise symptoms. For you to decide the state of your front wheel bearings, there are 5 abnormal signs you can consider. A lopsided brake cushion or rotor wear. You will see crushing while in motion. You will see a thundering, humming, or snarling sound. You will see a shimmy, shiver, or a vibration at a consistent speed. You will see lopsided or abnormal tire wear. Numerous things can prompt unusual tire wear, the most well-known being harmed or worn suspension parts, improper expansion, misalignment, or tire determination. Notwithstanding, an over-the-top detachment or bearing wear could prompt strange tire wear, which is regularly brought about by different methods of disappointment. Back wheel bearing noise side symptoms. To determine the state of back tire bearings, these are 5 common signs you can look for. You will notice an unusual side pulling when the brake is applied. You will hear a clicking and snapping. You will see an ABS disappointment. You will notice thumping. You will notice wobble or wheel vibrations. Can a bad CV joint sound like a bad bearing? A bad CV axle will frequently make a clicking noise when directing the vehicle left or right. A bad bearing makes a discontinuous thundering noise until it gets severely damaged. CV joints thump or make stronger noises on difficult maneuvers. Wheel bearings get stronger with speed and a loud clanking, clunking, or clicking when steady speed axles fizzle. You may likewise hear a strange clicking sound when turning the vehicle as joints become free. These snaps are on the flawed axle screw and regularly become noisier during sharp or quick turns. How to diagnose a bad wheel bearing. These are the way to tell which wheel bearing is bad by turning. In the first place, raise both the front wheels off the ground, that is if it's a front wheel bearing issue. However, on the off chance that the noise is coming from the back, check the back wheels. Then, snatch the tires and twist the wheels. The tires should both twist in their typical turn without trouble. You should keep turning after you quit pushing them. However, if one wheel turns more inflexibly than the other, then this implies it's anything but a messed up wheel bearing. If your wheel is looking loose on your vehicle while every one of the screws is tight, then, at that point you have an amazingly harmful wheel bearing. What you ought to do is to switch it before driving your vehicle. Attempt and push the wheel towards you backward and steps ahead. If you feel it's moving, then, at that point your bearing may be harmed. Be that as it may, if not, as we said prior, it very well may be simply an entire hole or jumble in the pressure-driven framework. How to tell which CV joint is bad. 1. Vibration while driving. This is precarious since numerous things could cause a vibration when you drive. Notwithstanding, if the vibrations are unnecessary, speed up, or give an abnormally fun feel to your drive, it might be because of the CV axle. Oil on the inside or edge of the tires. The CV axle joint has boots that contain oil while the axle turns, holding it back from spilling if the boot fosters a release. Before long, the subsequent absence of grease could prompt the CV joint's disappointment. 2. A knocking sound. Listen up for a thumping or thumping sound, particularly a musical one. While this doesn't generally come from the CV axle, none of the potential causes is acceptable, so an immediate assessment is required. 3. Clicking noises when turning. It introduces itself when you turn the vehicle, and it's because of the free joints of a well-used CV axle. Likewise, with different manifestations, carry your vehicle to a service center immediately if you hear this noise. What can happen if you drive with a bad wheel bearing? A bad wheel bearing can lead to lopsided tire wear, which implies you should buy tires sooner. This is risky to be in, particularly if you are driving down the parkway, as you can fail to keep a grip on your vehicle and the tire can make a hindrance to different drivers. Is it alright to drive with bad wheel bearings? The wheel bearings in your vehicle work with the tire, center, and wheel to make a smooth ride while you are driving, as it were. On the off chance that a wheel bearing turns sour, more grating will be set on the wheel, and the wheel will begin to wobble. Driving with a missing wheel bearing is hazardous, so if you experience any of the signs above, contact a technician quickly. Try not to drive with a bad wheel bearing or a wheel bearing that is absent. In conclusion, the wheel bearing is a fundamental piece of your vehicle that helps keep the wheel on. Try not to put yourself or others in danger. Have the wheel bearing replaced as soon as you start seeing any of the signs. This is all we've got in today's video. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like, and share this video. Thanks for watching. See you next time.